without each other and then come together at different times, right? I don't know. I just don't understand
People
it.
have all kinds of arrangements now. Nothing's weird.
What about Erika being sued? Like,
Ms. Jayne. Just when I think I'm such an Erika Jayne stan, you all know this. And Bet on Blonde looks fabulous. She's on
can't wait.
Epic. She's tiny. She's being thrown up in the air. Sweetie, we're looking at Hollywood. The tits are fake. I mean, everything's fake. The hair. And she looks great doing it.
I love it.
I do too. And she gives interviews and she has her sunglasses on. She's every bit the star. You know, she's a star. But
she's been doing interviews with the sunglasses on.
Oh, yes, darling. She's her sunglasses on. You know, she's late nights.
Honey.
She doesn't want any, you know, people made a big deal. Where's Renna on her opening weekend? And EJ's come out and said, Renna's coming. Okay, everybody pump the brakes. I don't want my friends their opening night. The nerves are huge. You're just trying to get into the rhythm of it. You're doing it. I don't want my friends.
That makes sense.
Night. Fair enough. I get that. Because the performance, I'm sure, is going to get better and better and better and better. You're going to get so comfortable on that stage. It's great. But in the mix of all that, Marco, the very famous, it's two guys that own a business out here in Los Angeles, very well known. They've done costumes for everybody. Elton John, they used to do some of Erika's. Anyhow, they are now countersuing her. If you guys recall, David and I talked about this story months ago. Erika and Tom, this was years ago, and then an alleged Secret Service guy kind of intimidated and shook down Marco, where Marco had the right to charge Erika's American Express and charge $750,000. And Erika went in and said, you guys were falsely charging my credit card. And then they had the Secret Service show up and make a huge deal and serve them and intimidate them and sue them, that they had falsely used this credit card. Well, come to find out, and then the Marco guys got panicked. They thought their bookkeeper did overcharge her $100,000. And then I think they ended up going back and realizing that was actually $100,000 they should have charged. Anyhow, there's some discrepancies in the story. Read for yourself, okay? I'm not a fucking Encyclopedia Britannica. I can't remember it all. However, Bottom line, they are countersuing Ms. Jayne and the Secret Service because they allege a Secret Service guy went rogue while working for the Secret Service and essentially intimidated them, harassed them because they wanted charges reversed so Erika and Tom could get money back. This lawsuit claims when Erika and Tom were in desperate, dire need, the walls were closing in, and they knew they could kind of intimidate these small business owners. $18 million is the Secret Service is being sued for $18 million. And then Ms. Jayne is being sued for like $15 million. So we'll see where this goes, but her lawsuits don't end, so.
Wow. A rogue Secret Service person. Wow. Well,
Well, I don't think, no, wait a minute. They don't use the term rogue. They say that Tom Girardi had many, which we know to be fact. Tom Girardi knew a lot of law enforcement people here in Los Angeles, a lot of high-powered people. Tom had represented this Secret Service guy in a Volkswagen case to try to get the guy money. He couldn't get the guy a nickel. So Tom wrote the Secret Service guy a check out of his stolen money for $7,500. So people are like, okay, well, why did he do that? Like, was that kind of like, look, dude, I'll make sure you get some money and you make sure my wife gets some reverse charge. I don't know if that's fact. I'm speculating. That's what a lot of people think. Can they prove that? I don't know. Anyway, it's too bad because it makes Erika, and again, we'll see what happens in the court of law, but it makes Erika a lot more deceptive than we think. That's all. It's a bummer. I love EJ.
It's like, the world giveth and the world taketh. It's like, you have Bet on Blonde and you're so high and now this comes out. It's like, man. Well, no,
the world giveth, and if you stay goodeth, it will keep givingeth.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no.
I got a little...
She lied down with a dog with fleas, and now she's got the fleas too. I
guess I was looking at that one wrong, huh? David, get on your game today, sweetie.
The world is goodeth for the most part if you are goodeth, but you do bad shit, it always comes back. And sometimes it comes back on your loved ones, which is what's happening to Ms.
Sarah Jayne. Put me in my place, everyone. I was wrong. What else is going on here today with all this stuff? We did some Jersey.
Kim and Croy, and you want to hit Kim Zolciak being dragged through the mud, being out here in Los Angeles at Craig's, where a lot of people feel like she's trying to find another sugar daddy, but her other kids are at home going broke with Croy. What are your thoughts?
I mean, look, first of all, if you want to be photographed, you come to LA or New York. And if you want to be photographed when you're in LA, you go to Craig's. It's really that simple.
Yes. Yes.
It's really that simple. You go to the Ivy, you go to Craig's, you have lunch at the Ivy, go right down the street to Craig's for dinner. Where else do you go? You know what I mean? So she knows she's going to be photographed. Go to Catch.
They don't care.
Yeah, I mean, Croy, she's without her wedding ring. Croy filed again, apparently. Apparently, there were police calls again. I think Croy is now demanding the marriage, the house be sold so they can help pay off their debts. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, I'm not one of those people that's just like, let's just pretend this doesn't exist and go have some fun for a few days. Like, if my world is crashing in, I like to just sit in the misery and deal with it and think of the business solution hour by hour about how to get myself out of it. So I don't really understand the, like, let's just go to LA when all of this is taking place. I don't really understand that.
Well, she's out here to do a brain scan with the TikTok doctor.
He just did it.
Dr. Amen. Yeah. He's very good at marketing. And he's probably good at what he does. I have no idea. I
would love a brain scan.
Really? I want him to be on my podcast. He's written books. He's very good with getting celebrities on. She had a brain scan. Brielle had a brain scan. He has 11 brain scan centers across the country.
And
why do you want a brain scan? What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, what is she trying? Is this to try to say, whoops, sorry, everybody. Sorry, I squandered all this money and spent it and I have an addiction. And I mean, or do the two just not have anything to do with each other? Or is this going to be like, guys, I have a brain scan. I am addicted to gambling. I can't help it. Please forgive me for, spending all the money.
Oh, that could be.
I mean, I don't know. That's like where my mind goes, right? That she's she's posting this. I mean, obviously she got this for free because she's posting it all over and telling everyone to call him. I don't know. Why do I want to I think, wouldn't it be interesting to see what's going on in your brain? See all those crazy thoughts that you have?
No.
Okay. No brain scan for Sarah.
Who wants a brain scan? I mean, no, that's so crazy. You get a brain scan if you think you have dementia and you've had a stroke. Like, who the fuck wants a brain scan? No.
Well, I'm not going to go get one.
If you had some sort of traumatic head injury. Now, Kim says she's had a stroke. She was in a car accident. To your point, that we don't know it, but that's an interesting point. Like, is she doing that to go, look, my brain cells aren't working correctly. So that's why I'm gambling. And
by the way, I don't think that Kim and Croy is for publicity, because a lot of people think that. I don't think this is going to help her get back on any show. To be honest with you, I think it's going to not get her any show. I don't know why. I just have to go with my gut. I don't think Kim is really